today we are all focused on lead gen for Q2, stacking leads, cracking leads, really looking at how you can get more out of what you are doing. Now, I have some ideas. Look, some of these as well, maybe things you have not even heard of. Eva, Claire, Alicia, Sarah, hope you're all doing super well. There might be just some things here that haven't crossed your path or you haven't thought about and you haven't directly gone after. And that's what I really want to focus on with you guys today is to figure out how can you get the most out of, for us in Australia, this is the last quarter of the financial year. For the rest of the world, it's the second quarter of the calendar year, and it's really time to kind of hit your strides. I think after a Christmas break, first quarter in Australia has been tainted with COVID, as has the last 2 years. But that's what we're here to talk about today. So I'd love to know if you guys are watching live. Drop in the chat for me what different lead gen strategies are you guys using at the moment? Like, how many are you using? Because there's one in particular that I'd really love to hone in on with you guys and share with you guys about, which is a simple one. Some would say an easy one, but it's one that works and can help you get success really, really quickly. Whether you have low budget, whether you have a higher budget, I would highly recommend using all of them. So I'd love to know if you're watching live, as I said, hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. And let me know how many different lead gen sources are you using. This next one is, it's kind of a partnership approach. It's kind of a referral approach, but it's a little bit more, I don't want to say robust, but it's slightly different. So like Eva, who's on here, she's got ads, referral, organic. Jimmy's got organic, LinkedIn, TikTok, Messenger ads, referrals, and affiliates. Now, as I said, this might fall under one of those for you guys, but I think a lot of people miss it, especially when it comes to referrals and affiliates, or any referral networks. And this is the power of, if any of you guys were on with us, probably I think towards the start of the year, we went through the power of a list, power of a database. And the big one that I see a lot of people miss that has huge opportunity is database swaps. So this is like probably more in the realm of strategic alliance, where you're really coming together to help each other, but strategic partnerships as well. And it's kind of referrals, kind of affiliates, but not. So a database basically exchange, not where you're going, hey, let me give you my entire database, because that's illegal and not possible, but going through the process and identifying who are the top 5 people that have an ancillary system, an ancillary product or service that they would sell to my network, that we can do a database exchange with, which is basically, for lack of better terms, a direct mail out. Like this used to be called solo ads back in the day when I was doing my, cutting my teeth in direct marketing and things like that, where you would basically pay someone, they would do a mail out to their database, you would send an offer, you would get leads and sales, all that fun stuff. But this is a bit more specific, where what we're doing is going, okay, great. Who are the top 5 people that have ancillary products or services, or even the same product or service? Because some people might not gel with you, they might gel with another person. So by identifying that, and what you want to do is craft an irresistible email offer, which is different again to a Facebook ad, because you've got more room, you've got a bit more room to move, you've got a little bit more real estate to play with, because you've got someone's attention. The 2 big most important parts are obviously going to be your subject line, and then also obviously the copy and call to action are going to be big on this. But if you can do this and do this properly, it's a free way, number 1, for you to provide value to someone else. Dig your well before you're thirsty. Number 2, it's a free way for you to be able to generate lead gen and inquiry that is a lot warmer. Now, what most people would do, let's just say that Jimmy, who's on here, he wanted to do an exchange with me, and I wanted to do an exchange with him to his database, right? What most people would do is they send out an email being like, hey, this is Jimmy, he's good, here's his, put in his email copy, blah, 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 inner circle, helping gym owners, all this fun stuff. Call to action, probably to generate a lead, inquiry, or phone number, not normally go straight to a sale. And then vice versa, he'd do a similar email out to his database. Works. It does work. However, what happens is one of two things, and there's the two opportunities that you have to amplify that strategy even more so, is number one, obviously we all only get a certain amount of open rates, being 25% maybe if you're good, 30%, 10% if your list hasn't been nurtured very well. Right, so what most people don't do is they don't then go actually commit to each other and be like, let's actually mail 3 times. We'll mail first time, right? We'll get our 25% open rate. Then we'll mail again to all the people that haven't opened with a different subject line. And then we'll mail again to everyone that doesn't open that second email with a different subject line again. Because the subject line is what the most important part is, because that's got to get the initial attention. That's got to get us our email open. If we can get the email open, then we're on track. Then we're off to the races. Then it's the copy's job to sell them on the next click, to sell them on the opt-in, whatever it might be. So we have those opportunities, right? But that's on that call to action email. What you could do as well is in advance, 1 to 2 emails, right? 1 to 2 emails. Yeah, Carolyn just said, that's good, didn't know to email again. Yeah, if you can do that, you can triple your open rate. You can go from like a 20, 25% to almost 60, 70% if you can do that by emailing those that have opened, that haven't opened the email with a different subject line. And if you do that 3 times, again, you'll get close to, you'll probably get like 25%, 15%, 10%. So you'll get a total closer to 50% rather than 25. So more like a double, but that's still pretty epic. But what you want to do then in advance is you need to have 1 to 2 emails of warm up that don't have a call to action, because if it's a new audience that you're getting in front of, or a new database, let's say Carolyn's like, hey Kim, like I want to do that with you, I've got a good database, but maybe my audience hasn't heard about her yet. I would want to do 1 to 2 value emails first, warming up to her, right? Warming up, introducing, talking about why she's someone of authority, why she's someone of pertinent importance, why she's someone that you should listen to. Then on my 3rd email, after I've told you how amazing Carolyn is and she's the best and blah, 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 and you're, oh, cool, I wonder what this Carolyn chick does, right? Kim seems to be speaking about her all the time. Then what we do is then we go in with the call to action email, right? Then we go in for the direct call to action and be like, hey, this is what we need. This is what I'd like you to do. This is what the offer is. It's free. Of course, you want to take it up. You by now know how amazing this person is. And it's a little bit easier. So if you can get that level of agreement with a strategic partner, it works so much better. Because number one, they're warmed up to you. Number two, then as well, you can take advantage of this because then you've got the triple open rate, which again, even if you share that with your strategic partner, they probably, like Carolyn said here, they probably haven't thought about emailing the unopeners. Like it's not, it would not surprise me if they had not thought of that, because even phenomenal, amazing internet marketers don't do that. Or they do it once and then they forget about it. So that's a little piece of value that you can add to your potential strategic partners as well, and going, hey, how about you do a triple, you do a triple email out when we do this, because it's going to increase open rate. And hey, every email that you do, have you thought about implementing that as well? That would immediately allow you to add value to them. And also already you're going to be doing a database swap with each other. And then on top of that, you're giving them extra value. They're going to be like, oh, wow, thank you. That's amazing. I hadn't thought of that before. So then next time when it comes around to doing another JV promotion, strategic alliance promotion, they're going to be like, well, of course I'm going to go with Carolyn, who told me that awesome info last time. Like, why would I not go with her? She's the one that told me about this wicked open rate. So that, to me, is one of the big opportunities for you to add value, but also if you get the most out of this experience. Because if you can do that, and let's just say you try and find people with, you don't want to go like, if you've got a database of 1,000 people and then there's someone with a database of 100,000 people, like it's probably not going to be fair and equitable, unless your 1,000 person list is like buyers, and then they might be super keen. But you want to try and find people of similar size and kind of like match and be like, hey, you've got a database of 10,000. I've got a database of 10,000. Like, let's do an exchange, and then build up. And then because, well, you'll also be growing your database at the same time and cross-pollinating. And then if you find people where you've got the same sort of offers that you want to consistently promote, then you've got strategic partners that you can leverage basically maybe once a quarter. So I know for us, one of our strategic partners is Swish. Used to be called ISR Training, a sales training company. We've got I messaged them the other day because I was like, hey, new quarter, you guys got anything that you want to promote to my database? PS, I'd love to also promote something as well, but is there anything that I can help you guys with? And they're like, yeah, amazing, we've got this coming up. Because I know that they get a lot of their WA clients basically through the awareness that we give them, which is awesome. So I said, hey, you guys got anything coming up? They're like, yeah, we've got this. Can you get a promotion out? I was like, absolutely. Can I get a promotion out on something? Here's an idea. Here's some email copy that we've tested before and works pretty well. If you're down for that, like, let's rock and roll. And they were like, absolutely, let's do that. So then you can start to build, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 different ones. So I know for us, we have a minimum of 3 that are pretty much like permanent. Now, at any point in time, we can reach out to. I've just added in 2 more this quarter or for this month that will be going out. And then always on the lookout for more, because this is something where, yes, I can go and just spend more money on ads, and I do, and I just crank up the ad spend and we get more leads. But I can also just go through and go, hey, like, there's 50,000 people. Let's say that each one of those 5 people had a 10,000 person database, 50,000 people that I can get my offer in front of like that, like straight away. So, and if I can get up to 50% of them to open using the little tactics that I shared with you before, that's 25,000 people. So that means every quarter you should be able to get 25,000 people to see your name like in the same week and see your offer and be like, oh, this person's pretty interesting. Let me kind of see what they're about. And then, hey, even if you got 1% of them to come through and opt in, right? 1% of 25,000, that's, 250 plus new people that could come into your world as a direct opt-in. 25,000 people that now have been like, oh, I might like the cut of your jib. I'm going to save you for later. I'm going to go follow you. I'm going to go download your podcast. I'm going to go join your free Facebook group, whatever that might be. So if you can just do that and tap into it, that's a very easy way for you to consistently add leads, grow leads, stack leads, crack leads, all that fun stuff. And as well, the benefit of having consistent partners where you've added value to them, they've added value to you, is that both of you, or all of you, I say both because I'm not talking about like a direct partnership if you're trying to chat to them one person at a time, you'll consistently be growing your database, right? So not only am I growing my database from my ads, my organic, my reach, I have 5 other people mailing out for me, which then all come onto my database as well. So that one person's actually getting the benefit of 5 others, because then next time we go and do one, it's like, well, yes, I've just done 10 partnership mail outs across the last quarter. Like, do you want the benefit of that? Like, that person, they really only have to have 1, and then they've got it in you, and that's a phenomenal outcome for them, because they can consistently leverage all those other ones that you are, because you keep bringing new people into your world. So I will challenge you guys to go and think about, try and pull and go, who are 5 strategic partners that I could go and find that we could strike up a deal and do mail outs for each other, right? Similar sized databases. I don't really care if your database is 100 people, 50 people, 10 people, 1,000 people, 10,000, 1,000,000 people, right? Whichever one you can ascertain, whichever one you can find, whichever one you can identify, right, as people that will help you, there's always going to be people of a similar size. There's always going to be potential partners there for you to identify. So if you can do that, you'll be off to the races. You'll be setting yourself up for great success for this quarter. So as I said before, this is probably a simple one for most. A few people mentioned that they're using referrals, affiliates, things like that. But a few of those little tweaks will drastically improve the performance of those partnerships and mail outs. That's just a little sprinkling for you. I know normally I'm just paid ads and stuff like that, but thought I would share some little lead gen tactics, because I put up a vote for everyone, and everyone voted they wanted more lead gen stuff. So I don't want to just talk about paid stuff. There's plenty of ways that you can organically leverage things, and you can build some really good relationships that can grow over time. So that is it for today, guys. Hope you got some great value from that. Hope you appreciated that. Some little tidbits there, some little bits of sprinkling of knowledge for you guys. And of course, if we can ever help you grow your business, just hashtag your social voice, and Kenneth will reach out to you. We've got a epic mastermind coming up in Perth, which is going to be super cool. So keep your eyes peeled for that if you haven't seen already. Just www.mogulmastermind.com.au. Check it out. You will like it. There is a Mr. X speaker. I can't tell you who they are. Legally, not my fault. Blame your government. But it's going to be pretty fun. Until next time, I'm Kim. You all have been awesome. I'll say adios and speak to you all next week.